3.2 billion damage, 3 minutes 22 seconds. Beautiful. Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy P, also known as Captain P67. We're here today with my ultimate Viessa God build. As you can see in the footage, the build is insane. We're hitting for millions and billions of damage. What I included in the clips for you for the introduction of the video is a Void Erosion Purge, which we did on a casual run, and we finished at 3.2 billion in 3 minutes. So that's included for the start, just kind of show you my bin and how the rotation works. However, what I also included in the clips as well, as you could see, was the boss fights for a couple of reasons. Viessa is godly for mobbing, but people have said she's not that great for bossing. There are obviously alternatives or better descendants out there for if you want to just focus solely on bossing, but I wanted to make a god build that covered everything. So what I included for you was the Molten Fortress, just casually just laid out with millions of damage done. And then I also wanted to show you how Gluttony could be one phased with the build as well. And then what I'll do is I'll talk you through the whole rotation. So basically this build will do everything for you. You won't need to change any mods, you won't need to change anything, arcade tree, nothing, and you can just run the whole game and all the end-game content basically. So it is a true god build, and it's just the way it is set up as well. So it's absolutely phenomenal. So without further ado, what we're going to do is we're going to go top to bottom. I did an Ultimate Frainer god build a couple of weeks ago before Season 3, as well as a Valby build. So you can check those out as well, and they're in the same situation. True god builds, have everything covered, and that's done for you. But without further ado, let's get into it now. So in regards to the Ultimate Viessa, we'll go through some of the stuff over here, and if anything is blocked, what I'll do is I'll remove the camera just so you can see everything on the screen in its correct order as well. So first and foremost, we'll go through the Descendant modules. So I'll be going through this if you're a kind of beginner player as well as a veteran, and we'll get to the point of it. So Absolute Zero first and foremost. If you're never not sure as a newer player, just read what it says, and the description is there, but you can always test it out. But basically with this one, because we're always critting and doing crit damage, when using a skill, the Ice Shackle is not inflicted. However, when the skill lands a critical hit and we are always critting, we inflict Frostbite on the target, damage over time, and that also triggers an Ice Sphere. The Ice Spheres will come around you, do additional damage on top basically. We got a skill expansion, so we got more range included. We got Focus on Chill, because we are using Chill skill power. It also tells you on here what we're using. We're using Chill for everything, so we get more damage. We also get a cooldown as well, which is very important, which I'll go through with you. I've included Spear and Shield. This build also has great defense and is very tanky, and with this particular mod we also get skill power, which increases our damage again. Gone for skill concentration, so skill critical hit damage. We're doing a lot. We got very high crit chance, skill crit, so we're doing a lot of crit damage. That's why you might be seeing 2 million, 6 million, 8 million. I've done 16 million off one hit as well. MP conversion, skill cooldown, again very important. Now max MP isn't an issue at all, as you can see from the footage. That's why we did use this one, because that cooldown is so good. So yeah, MP conversion is great for that, and it's a great way of getting a cooldown. Just make sure you keep an eye on your MP, but we got ways around that anyway, and we got it covered with this build. Skill cooldown again, nimble fingers, great. Frontline skill critical hit damage, so we're doing crit multiplier as well as getting our crit rate up. And then of course emergency measures, which is kind of opposite the last one. Critical skill hit rate goes up, and then we do more damage as well. And then again, what I've also added again, just something else to not only increase our defense. So I feel a true god build is not just a glass cannon pill that does a lot of damage, but also has great defense. It covers all areas of a build as well. So we've got a lot more HP with this, and our duration lasts longer for our blizzard and any other attacks that might have damage over time procs as well. Mid-air maneuvering, just good, get around the map quicker and just move, reposition for better damage. You can also get some great setups. You may have seen me zip line all the way to a high ground. Before I land, I might just drop my blizzard and it kills everything before I land, and that's a great way of setting up and getting to new areas and being quicker on your times. Now, this is very, very, very important. So these are the trigger modules just added for Season 3. Now, Power Beyond is one of the best in slots trigger mods, bar none, for a couple of reasons. And I'll explain how this all works for everybody, just in case you don't understand. And one of the reasons why it's very important to have such a low cooldown on your skills. Now, I'll just go over the skills quickly. So you might not be able to see the full skill picture, but you obviously know how she works. You can always highlight her. But basically, if you can see my cooldown at 0.7 seconds for my first skill, 2.5 seconds for my second skill, 2.0 for my third skill, and my fourth skill, which is our hardest hitting attack per se to a certain degree, 5 seconds from 50 seconds. So we've got hella low cooldowns. Now, the reason why I mentioned this for the setup, it's absolutely phenomenal. So if you see Power Beyond, our skill power increases 15%. It lasts for 15 seconds, so it's hella duration as well. And the max stacks is 4. So we get 60% skill power increase at 4 stacks. And with this particular build, we have unlimited maximum stacks every single time. So we have unlimited duration. And I'll explain how that works. So if you click on it and you go on the skill trigger mod, if you're not sure what mods work with what, if you are a bit of a newer player or even advanced player and you're a bit confused with the trigger modules, just put the mod in and it actually shows you. So it'll actually highlight for you what's going to proc those skills. So if I was to change it, I won't change it now, but if I was to click on something else, like Death by 1,000 Cuts, it'd mainly proc off my first skill. I know that off by heart because it's an explosive projectile. So it'll kind of tell you the type and you'd highlight that, but then it wouldn't activate for my others. So if you're never not sure, just put it in and it does tell you. So it's a great way of guiding. And if you do want to get the modules down, you can clear these poly tabs here in front of the camera, click on these, and these will give you a breakdown on what skills are going to proc anyway. So you can kind of see that as well. So going back to what I mentioned, the reason why we have unlimited stacks in this, and it's absolutely phenomenal, this gets triggered by our second ability, which you should definitely be able to see, which is Frost Road, and also triggers by our Blizzard, which is our fourth. So the second and the fourth. So if you saw the boss fight clips I included, and you probably see me doing it through the runs of the Void Erosion Purge, I would constantly click my Frost Road. So I'm just getting the buff for this, and it does the ice sheets on the ground. It inflicts frostbite. So it does, just from me walking around, does damage. Because our cooldown is so low at 2.5 seconds, once we proc this, I can instantly then proc this, which is the Blizzard, which does damage over time in the area and covers the area and kills a lot of things, which also then procs into Power Beyond, which does basically a Blizzard, which sucks enemies in, kills them, we get a damage reduction as well. Now, while that is activated, within 15 seconds, because our cooldown is so low, we then reactivate Frost Road again, which gives us the 45% buff. So if you just proc these two in succession, just these two alone, we're already going to get a 30% skill power increase just for these two. But then because we have our cooldown so low, we then can proc this again, Frost Road, for 45%, and then we just throw another Blizzard, then we get 60%. Now, whereas I mentioned the duration is 15 seconds, all you need to do to refresh it within 15 seconds is just proc one of the other. So within that 15 seconds of you having that proc at 4 stacks, that's 60% extra bonus. All you need to do is proc Frost Road and then proc Blizzard. You can't keep procking the same skill over because it won't refresh. So all you do is just rotate. And like I said, because the cooldown is so low, it's so easy to do. And also, if another thing on top of this, you can see that because it's not covered by the camera, but the cooldown alone is 5 seconds. The actual duration of our Blizzard we've got to is 6.5. So not only do we proc a Blizzard and it does crazy damage, by the time your cooldown is back, you can proc a second one and the other one overlaps the first one. So you can keep even spamming limited Blizzard as well. This is why the build is just absolutely insane. And the way I've got it, the cooldown, the whole damage multipliers as well. So yeah, those are the base of rotation for you. That's why I've included the footage, but it's just so easy to do. It's not a crazy trick setup, it's just that easy. Just proc your skills, and even if you wanted to, even if you're like one of those people that finds it difficult to remember to proc anything, just remember 1, 2, 3, 4. When you're going on the map, just throw your frost shards number 1, just proc your frost road, proc your cold snap, and then just proc your blizzard. Just go 1 to 4 as you're running the map. Easy thing to remember, and even doing it that way, you'll still have your constant 15 seconds of buffs the whole times as well for the power beyond. So it's just that ridiculous. What I will do is I'll remove the camera for you so you can see our breakdown of all our stats, just if you want some sort of context, and then I'll go over the other stats for you as well, and we'll break the rest down. So we've gone, if you can look on the left side of things, these are without any buffs included. We have got some cool stuff included in the build, and we do have buffs applied from our external components. But if you just look off the base, that's what we got. Skill critical hit damage, which is your skill critical multiplier, 207.7, hell of a lot. Chill skill power additional, because we're using chill mainly, that's our main skill. Our skill cooldown reduction is 74.3. Our skill critical hit rate is 92, so that's why we're always proccing from the skill crits, and then we're doing that crazy skill multiplier. MP, like I said, it's 15%, but it's minor. We always have MP, and we have unlimited MP. I've never run out of MP with the build. It's absolutely phenomenal, and there are ways of getting it back if you need it, so I'll explain that as well. Hit effect range is 92.3%, max HP 122, skill duration 8.8, defense 89.8, and skill power. I will go over the rest of the stats for you and break those down for you as well, but that is the general gist of the Descendant stats, and that's everything covered for the modules. Now, what I'll get over to quickly is as well, I'll bring the camera back because on this end, this is pretty cool about the build. Another thing we've added, which is phenomenal, you don't really need to stick to any weapon. You can actually use any weapon you want with this build. It doesn't even make any difference. Normally you might need the blue beetle to get your skill critical hit chance or skill critical rate to proc every time, but because we've already got that covered with this build, you can use whatever you want. You can bring anything you want. What I've also done is 2 days ago I released a perforator god build, and in the footage again what I've included is me one phasing gluttony with this perforator exact build, so you can just go off that video and use that as a guide if you want. The reason why I recommend something like the perforator, even though you're melting everything anyway, if for any reason you want something with big damage and explosive damage for more mob control, you can synergize this with the perforator and kill bosses with it as well, and elites, it melts those as well. What I included personally for me as well, just for more procs, I included the ATAM in the build. So I use this chill circulation when afflicting frostbite. Because we're doing frostbite all the time, chill attack does increase. For 5 seconds there is a cooldown, so for 15 seconds there is a cooldown, but for those 5 seconds you get a chill attack increase anyway. And there are other cool weapons you can use synergy for, so just pick your favorite weapons, whatever you want to use, what you feel comfortable with. And just again, another tidbit of all my god build videos, this is just a blueprint and a template for you to use, and then you can change whatever you want to make sure it suits you and your play style, how you feel and how you want to play. But these are just templates to start off with, and then just build and make it adjustment for your own style. However, if you want to copy it just to a T, you can. And I've checked everything on stream and tested it all live, and this is what I've tested for the most optimal way of building this build in particular, because it is my own build as well. So yeah, like I said, just bring whatever weapon you want. None of these even matter. Whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you're happy with, bring those. But if you do want a guideline for this, I've covered a god build video for this, and I'm going to be doing an upcoming video for the ATAMs because I just really like this weapon. It's super fun, and I've used it for many different builds as well. So normally I would go into weapon modules. I mean, we can quickly go over them if you want to copy these. You know, to do it the way I've done it. And this is what I used in those 2 videos where I did the Void Erosion Purge with 3.2 billion damage, as well as the boss fights as well. Didn't use a rocket launcher, but that's there if you want to use a relic, restored relic build as well for like overall. Now what we'll get into is the reactors. Now this is very important and best in slot by far. So you do want to be getting a frozen singularity reactor, and it also has to have skill cooldown and skill critical hit damage. The reason why our skill cooldown is so low is because of this, and the reason why we're doing so much constant like crit damage is because of skill critical hit damage. So best in slot, you do want this reactor. No other reactor will do if you want to be as optimal as this. So get as close to those as you can and just make sure you get this. And again, the optimization condition again is up to you, so bring whatever weapon you want, but I'm super happy running this setup. I just love it, and it's just super quick, super fun, and it covers every single mob, elite, boss, colossus, all included. I don't have to change anything. Now what we've gone for on the set pieces is the Frozen Heart set for a few reasons. Now you could go for the Slayer set, which I have tried and tested, and I checked it again earlier today. But with the Slayer set, you can be doing potentially more damage, but you will be running out of MP, and you will be kind of sometimes stuck for MP, depending on what you get back and how you're killing mobs. So it's not as consistent. But with this Frozen Heart set, you have unlimited MP, you always got MP, you all got stuff to do, and again, there's a couple of bonuses with this as well. So the reason why we've gone for this is 4 out of 4. The non-attribute skill power doesn't apply to us because we're not doing those skills. However, what's super dope about this is skill cooldown 4.7%. If we was to take this off, our fourth would go up to 6.7 seconds, which is way too much because it's just way slower. Our skill number 1 goes higher as well, and the synergy just doesn't feel the same. With this current setup, it's just perfect. But if you take any skill cooldown from this, it just doesn't feel as great, and you can't overlap your skills, and it doesn't feel as flowy. And basically with this, with the skill cooldown, we get that bonus. On acquiring custom resource, grants 1 stack of frozen heat energy, up to 3 stacks, 15 seconds duration. That also gives us frozen heart energy, which gives us maximum shield as well, which does stack up. And again, testing the defense of it, when you're running Void Erosion Purge, Quick Blast, and you can get hit with 1 or 2 hits quickly. However, with this, you do feel a lot more tanky and more survivable, and it's night and day the difference. I absolutely love it. So we got hella damage, and we're super tanky. And then on top of all of that, heart energy. So on skill attack, at 3 stacks of frozen heart energy, it inflicts frozen heart essence on hit. It's a 10-second duration, and frozen heart essence means incoming damage modifier. So not only do we have the extra bonus damage and survivability, they also end up taking 3% damage modifier from us. And what's dope about that is where I'm mentioning the weapons. It doesn't just mean damage modifier from one particular attack or two. It's a flat global damage modifier. So no matter what you're doing on them, even if you bring out a shotgun, smithereens and blast them away, or the relic launcher, or the pistol which I mentioned, or the ATAMs, you'll do more damage. And when you're hitting for big damage anyway, 3% does stack up, add up a lot as well. So that lasts for 10 seconds, and it's just absolutely phenomenal. So that's one of the reasons why we've gone for that. And then again, what you do want on there is your normal max HP defense. So we've gone for all those on the set. But what I would 100% recommend is for the other stats or sub-stats, you definitely want MP recovery out of combat, max HP, 100% to keep that MP constantly going. Same for the second one, max MP recovery in combat. So just to break it down for the newer players, out of combat, you want your MP going up when you're running from like section to section. You want your MP coming back, so you're never running out, and you're always constantly up. And at the same time, while you're in battle, MP recovery in combat, you want that to be going up while you're in combat. And again, this with the ATAMs, it's a special ability. You can sacrifice some MP to do big damage when you charge it, and this works in conjunction. The synergy is phenomenal with this as well. And then on the third one, shield recovery in combat is phenomenal for obviously getting that shield back, survivability, and MP recovery modifier. So that will apply to those two, so in combat and out of combat. And then the last one, shield recovery modifier, max shield. So we're getting shield recovery back. So again, we got great defenses. Our shield's coming up as well as we have a lot of HP, and then it gets recovered with the modifier as well. Now, what we're going to go over is the arcade tuning, and we've got the inversion, and then I'll go over the total overall stats so you can see where we're at with the build, and it gives you some sort of template or guideline to work with. Now, again, for newer players, this is the arcade tree. It's absolutely phenomenal, like a Paragon board in some RPG games, and you can put more stuff to it to make your build stronger. So I've gone very meticulously to make sure we got very optimal damage for every situation, and you don't have to change anything. So we've gone along here for skill power, more skill power in general. This again applies to us for MP recovery. So we always got MP to do damage, and we do big damage. And then we've got more skill power here, which is insane. And then this is very vital. So when you are running Colossus, even the new hangar, Storm Hangar boss, and I was doing all the Ice Maiden challenges before, this works really well because we're doing additional Colossus damage flat. And then skill power again, and then this one for extra skill power, which is insane. Then we go up here, more MP, which covers that negative MP we sacrificed on that other mod that I mentioned. And then on top of that, we got skill cooldown, minus 10 more cooldown. Now this is really getting bang for your buck. So we're going for skill critical hit damage. So this is your skill critical multiplier again, so that's why we're doing more damage. And then we get more skill power here again, purple, and then up and up. And then on top of all of that, when attacking enemies inflicted with frostbite, applies additional skill power. So as I mentioned before, red mod and everything we do, we're always applying all our skills proc frostbite anyway. And because of cooldown solo, we're always procking that, and then we get an additional 9.5% skill power on top of that. So it is phenomenal. And then what we're going to go over is the inversion reinforcement, and then I will cover the overall stats, and then that will be bringing it to a close. So as far as the inversion goes this season, this is on season 3, so just come out last week. It's been over a week now. I think this is the 8th day. But anyway, we got chill focus round. So hitting an enemy with firearm, any guns or weapons, you just chill them. Adds chill attack equal to your firearm attack. More controlled situation, more mob control. But again, you can change this to, if you're fighting a particular Colossus, change it to their weakness, whatever they're weak to, and you can change it around. This one though is very good. Selective neurostimulation. So every 45 seconds, no matter what, we got some chance of getting MP back anyway. And we got the other recovery modifiers included. So this is what I mean, but we got unlimited MP, and we've always got MP no matter what. This one we went for deploy resonance device. This is give or take. You can use something else if you wish to, but this one we've gone for skill or firearm hit. Grants deploy resonance device. Your skill duration increases for 10 seconds. Whereas we're proccing our blizzard, we can increase the duration again, and then we can proc another one so they overlap. So you can kind of have 2 blizzards on the map at the same time. And this has a cooldown for 20 seconds, but it does last for 10 seconds anyway, originally, and it's just a great bonus. But again, just pick whatever you want, whatever you feel comfortable and how you feel. If you got a different weapon, like the Eraser's weapon, you could use this. So that is just up to you how you want to use it. Now what we'll go over is the overall stats now, and then that should be everything covered for you. So as our firearm attack goes, as we're standing here, 433,924. Our skill power currently sits at 24,283. Our defense is at 58,308. Our maximum shield is 1507. However, don't forget we got this bonus, so it will increase. And then and our buffs as well. And then max HP is 9.2k. And then our max MP is 316. So that is everything covered for you folks. So that is my ultimate Viessa God build. I've included all the footage so you can see everything. I've explained all the rotations for you. But since she just got buffed for this season, Viessa is an absolute wrecking machine. She's super fun. So if you haven't already built her, I definitely recommend building her. And I 100% recommend making this build and trying it out, because whatever content you want to do, it does it that quick. And just when you're just seeing 2 million, 8 million, 16 million from one hit, it's just absolutely phenomenal. And then when you finish a map within 3 minutes, you're doing 3.2 billion and you're just insta killing everything. It's just amazing. So there you go. So I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, make sure you subscribe. I am covering all the game top to bottom, so I'm going to be doing God builds for all the characters, all the weapons. I'm doing speed runs with viewers and having a bit of fun in there as well, so I'll include those. And we're just having a hell of a blast, and I stream on Twitch every single day. So links will be in the description below. Make sure you like the video as well. But apart from that, like I said, that is my ultimate Viessa God build. Hope you enjoy it. And wherever you are, have a good morning, have a good night, have a good evening. I will catch you on the next one. Take it easy and peace out.